Even though many US states now have a surplus of vaccines, there's still a significant number of people who haven't been inoculated. In Philadelphia, less than half the population over 16 has received at least one dose. Vaccine misinformation is spreading on social media, and it's most prevalent among people of color. Kate Fisher has more.
For some, getting vaccinated isn't just about protecting themselves, but it's about honouring those they've lost.
Who wants to take their loved one to the hospital and think, oh, a couple days you're coming out, but you're coming out in a body bag? You know, this thing is real. It's real. Get the shot.
But millions of Americans are not. Vaccination rates are falling across the US. In Philadelphia, less than half of the city's 16 and older population has received at least one dose, even though supplies are plentiful. In communities of colour, it's as low as around 1 in 4. 72-year-old Philadelphia resident Sharon Wright is relieved to be vaccinated, but she's terrified for her family, who won't get the shot.
Because they don't believe that they'll die from it, but I do. So I probably have to watch them die. I don't know how to make them do it, but I be praying. I pray every day.
The Black Doctors Against COVID Consortium is trying to help. They've administered more than 50,000 vaccine doses in the city.
We have done a great work to build trust within communities of color in Philadelphia, to get them access when they didn't have it. And I know from patients, they're like, if you guys weren't here, I wouldn't get a vaccine today at all. Or I wouldn't even want one if it wasn't from you guys.
Their aim is to overcome the obstacles of vaccine fear and vaccine access. In this church car park in a predominantly black part of Philadelphia, you don't need an appointment. You can just walk up and take your pick of all 3 vaccines. The volunteers staffing the pop-up clinics are all local healthcare workers, a familiarity which they say is vital when it comes to gaining trust.
Their pastor recommended it. Their cousin went and did it. Their neighbors are doing it. And that's what changes minds. And so having something like this in the community, being done by members of the community, makes all the difference in the world.
Retired local resident Robert is trying to change minds too.
Well, it's not so much persuade as like by example.
He got his shot as soon as he could. Now he drives others here.
I think I brought maybe 10 in all. I'm not finished yet.
But despite this dedication, not just in Philadelphia, but across the United States, some public health experts say the US may not reach herd immunity.
I think that the numbers, are kind of troubling. We're now seeing, because of variants, because of increase in spread, that we may need to get to close to 80% immune in the United States to reach herd immunity. So this is both vaccination and natural infection. And I think that reaching 80% vaccinated is going to be nearly impossible in the U.S.
Meanwhile, the work continues to reach the arms of as many Americans as possible, in the hope that more vaccinations will mean fewer families will face unnecessary loss. Kate Fisher, CNA, Philadelphia.